Today is a bad day. The ship I was on was shot down by an unknown force. Good thing I was near the lifer pods, so I could find a vacant one on time. Upon getting into my seat, and bracing myself for impact, I looked up and could see the ship I was on, called the Indestructible, get obliterated by an unknown force. The shockwave from the explosion rocked the entire pod. I could see a metal lid pop off and go around the place like a screensaver on stimulants. Then, nature gave me the sweet release of sleep. Upon waking up, I could smell a barbecue going on. I checked the zone and realized that I was the hot dog being barbecued. In a cartoony loop, I spammed the seatbelt buckle and was let go. Then I proceeded to dance until the fire was over. Ah, freedom. Can you smell that? Finally, the developers have cut the mind control beam controlling my character and I am allowed to move freely. Well then, that was a short tutorial. Now on to my new task, gather things and merge them. Upon gathering, I realized that I needed an oxygen tank, so I collected a lot of titanium. Titanium is a very hard rock that is lumpy. Upon finally making the oxygen tank, it is about time I show you my zone. Behold, this pipe thing. I haven't claimed it on the internet, but I have in this video. This pipe contains all beginner ores that you need, as well as a tunnel that leads to early mid-tier ores such as silver, gold and lead. Coral reef caves are also known for its anxious terrorist cyclopses. They deal damage depending on how far away you are. Always look at your opponents for minimum risk of death. The terrorists have futuristic gunpowder, which is a valuable tool. Make sure to empty your lower tier ores with the high ones. With the gunpowder, you can make a repair tool, a tool of the trade. You use it to repair vehicles, doors, bases and to fix the tool shed so it is no longer a barbecue. The game now wants you to go to a kelp forest. Kelp forests are generally harmless and contain sharks that look like crocodiles on drugs in a reverse goth state. These sharks like scrap metal, and tend to chase you around. They are the same speed as you, deal little damage and are generally harmless. They can kill you. But it's not like you are going to mess with them. However, with a bit of knowledge of these babies and you can duel them to a knife fight. The sharks have knives on their mouths so it's fair. Kelp forests have fibrous leaves and fleshy pods that can help you make your very first tools. But all I care about is the knife. I always hated the Roblox murder mystery knife physics, as well as the game itself. The knives are good to tell predators to go away. To attack, simply attack any part without a mouth. You can rob the crocodiles this way. And if the predator wants you dead, it will charge at you. But you are one of those Spanish ball-teasing guys. You simply move to their side and stab them, like annoying morons do in Team Fortress 2, as well as the people do in anime. A trick stab. Yeah, go away, shark. You are crocodile, I am Florida man. When making a Subnautica video, you always make a mascot, and so I kidnapped a hoverfish and called him Tommy. Behold, the very fish that will save my pirate's booty from boredom. Good grief, I might accidentally cook Tommy. Then I would have to go around with a charred, dead mascot. I didn't tell you all this time, but the robot in my phone was with me all this time. Upon cooking a snail, she said something very wise.
It is common for those accustomed to synthetic foods to be repulsed by eating an animal carcass. Remember that humans survived this way for millennia. You can too.
Hold on, did I hear that correctly? You hear that, vegans? Vegetarians? Ah, never mind. Go about your ways. Farming is a necessity in the future of this game. After getting into a fight with a presumably infected crocodile, and gathered some more, I eventually crafted the habitat builder. But upon making the habitat builder, my robot wife told me to look up, because the big 5G tower ship is going to explode. This is one of the only scenes that have an explosion. This game only consists of implosions. After anxiously roaming around on the toolshed roof, showing Tommy the water above the water, and trying to scan a space pigeon for my 10-page essay about pigeons. Finally, a quantum detonation. After trying effortlessly to get the GUI to disappear, as the countdown for a new year hit terror mode, and the entire front of the ship was nuked from the inside. And then I was hit with a fair dose of radiation. Me can speak only dum-dum speak now. Hope it do be end. Yes. Now I can finally get back to my base building. I collected materials, enough to make a room, a door and power. The thing that makes my spot good is that it is in the red grass area, close to the mushroom zone, with an easy route to the kelp trench, a massive wreck, a lifer pod, an opening to a jelly cave, containing high-tier ore. It's near the floating island that is obviously visible from toolshed view, and beneath the floating island is an important main quest objective. Fantastic. And there we have my base, small, simple, effective. But it can't hold an aquarium, so I can put Tommy in there and ignore him. After roaming around in the wreck, looking for things and making an airline down the cave, crafting the rebreather while I was at it, I found a worm that liked to shove its head in some cave spikes. After making a sea glide in the tool shed, I proceeded to go to the island, script wisely forgetting all the other details. It's not like I am going to need them. The seafloor spikes became void, and soon in the distance, I could see a frames per second efficient island silhouette. Look at that, Tommy. This is called land, it is a thing above the water. Tommy seemed to care a bit. Upon finally getting to the island, I scanned some plants and quickly found my way to the main base. Behold! The house of the anxious old man, the tough warrior and the genius brat named Bart. The place is good for eventually farming outdoors. I was attacked by cockroach spiders while scanning them. After fully exploring the main base, I headed over to one of the observatories. On the way, I picked up a speckled rattler and a pink cap. That sounds like a dirty joke. Ha girl. Behold. My speckled rattler. It has a pink cap. I'm so sorry. This base had just an observatory. Useless. Then I went to the other base. While climbing, I thought about how Swedish people can speak their language and have the furniture assembled automatically. They say something about meatballs. The base contained plants, this is what I talked about farming. Also, I put on a recording so it's all sad.
After all that time in the deep, I'd been dreaming of it. Now that I'm back here, I'm finding it hard to enjoy alone. Father was right. We should never have left this place. We shouldn't have gone so deep. They do not want us down there. Despite my best efforts, ill health is taking hold of me. The visions are getting worse. Marguerite and Father are now part of the ecosystem of this incredible planet. It's reassuring to know that when I go, I'll join them. Until then, well, there's always the view.
Then I slid down the hill like a cool guy does. Well then, that's all from the island. I don't think I will be returning there. The sun is setting and I need to get home. A thing I love about this game is the sheer anxiety that comes whenever you look straight down when high up in this biome at night, and the harmless leviathans make it worse when you are a new player. Eerie. Once returning back home, I made a multi-purpose room. This room will be a garden, which will supply me with free food. Chinese potatoes and dried mango trees. And then I made a mobile vehicle bay and crafted a seamoth. The gathering was harder than just saying that I made it. The seamoth is called weakling by the way for its weakness. I don't like the Seamoth too much. It's efficient, but weak. One attack from a bad guy and it is gone for good. We are talking about those muscular eels with spikes on their head. Don't go to them. They are the border guards of this game. Upon crafting things, I received a message. Excited I opened it because I never get any notifications.
High priority automated message from Aurora Live Pod.
It was automated.
Coordinates attached. Live Pod is carrying high priority passenger.
Yoki Kasa. I said Kasa. Why do I have to record this anyway?
Send immediate burial detail.
A Seamoth needs a moon pool, and the mushroom zone is good for vehicle finding. And after some banging into mushroom caps, getting chased by a bigger shark, which I call the dragonfish, no need to thank me for naming it. I obtained a moon pool with only 2 scans. This reminds me of the time when I was new to this game. I had a bug which would reset my Seamoth scan data. And I went all around the areas I was confident enough to scan for fragments, which was the safe zone, kelp forest and grass plain. Painful memories, and don't get me started on the modification station. To get a moon pool this fast is truly a miracle. And I guess it is time for me to brace for misfortune. I eventually found a wreck in a tree. The wreck was generally useless for me and so I went back home. Upon grilling titanium for the moon pool, there was a broadcast on the radio.
Aurora, we're approaching the planet now. We have a landing site for you that's... well, it's better than the alternatives. We've sent you the coordinates. It'll take us a couple of days to align our orbit. We should be able to establish direct contact with you during that time. Then we're coming in to get you. Cross your fingers, the weather holds. Don't leave us waiting. Sunbeam out.
During all this time, I didn't say that a trading ship named Sunbeam was heading my way to save me. They have found a place to land in and are arriving in 30 minutes. I didn't really have that many goals on me. So I sat down in my full-scale amazingly fancy garden for cool guys like me and Tommy. And here is where I have to put this difficult ending to this 5-hour-long footage which is compressed into about 10 minutes by a simple Word document. Now, during all this time I was wondering about the fact that I could really narrate this. I feel like I can narrate anything now. Except Roblox and Amnesia combines. Never Roblox and Amnesia combined, don't remind me of that failure. And so, I managed to finish this rip-off of an old April Fool's Day video which isn't even a prank. And with my last few lines of speaking, allow me to warn you about something very dangerous. When in science class, if you ever go to a science class or if you are in a laboratory of some kind, never, ever, go to the bathroom. It will drive the scientist crazy. Ha! You expected me to ask you to subscribe to me, didn't you?